Hello, welcome to Yoga with Rach. I'm Rach, thank you very much for joining me. We are pretty much all the way through our Leo season, very much like we did in our previous practice for Cancer, where I did a yoga pose tutorial. I'm actually going to pick one pose that we've been practicing here at the studio over the last few weeks for our Leo season, and that is our dancer pose, or Lord of the Dance, or King of the Dance. So for this pose, we're going to use the wall, and you might stay with the wall or you might start to progress into a few different variations of this pose. Really do listen to your body. As with all poses, if there's different variations, then maybe you check in with them, but if they don't quite feel right, then you're not missing out if all you're going to do is injure or hurt yourself. So if you're going with the expression that feels right in your body, then that is you practicing your yoga practice, and that's perfect. So our Lord of the Dance is a one-legged pose, so we're balancing on one leg, and then we're bringing a little bit of essence into that back bend that we were practicing in our pigeon pose as we move into a bit of the king pigeons. You still have that Raja, so that Raja Kapotasana that we have in our pigeon pose. We then bring that into our Lord of the Dance. And some of you might then have a play with finding that flip the grip, or having a go with the mermaid variation with the twist and holding on to the foot into the elbow crease in the hand. So come on up to standing, and you want to be using the wall. We're trying to keep this length and lift into the torso and into the chest. So you're going to start with one hand against the wall. You want to be fairly close to the wall. You don't want to be so far away that you can't lift your hand up higher than your shoulders. So you want to have the hand as high as you can, so it's above the crown of your head. So you're going to have one hand against the wall. Whichever hand you have against the wall, you're going to keep that same foot on the floor. So I'm starting with my left hand, so I'm going to keep my left foot on the floor. You're going to be looking at the wall, and you're going to use your other hand. If you're following me, take your right hand down by your hip. Bend your right knee and hold on to the top of the right foot, keeping the knees squeezing together. From here, you're going to see if you can start to push your foot into your hand. So you start to get this arch into your lower back. You might feel this into your belly. A little bit like when we do a cat curl and you lift the chin and lift the tailbone. Then you push the foot as far as feels comfortable. When you're ready, bring the foot back down to the heels by the tailbone, and the knee is squeezing into the other knee. Gently release the foot down and changing sides. So as you shift the weight into the other leg, reach the other arm up, reach back, finding the foot, knees are squeezing together. Keep that lift and look up towards the ceiling so you can look beyond the fingertips of the hand that's on the wall. Start to push the foot into your hand that's behind you, so you start to get that arch. And then whenever you're ready, bring the heel back in towards the tailbone, knees together, gently release, and coming out. So you might stay with using the wall perfectly fine, or you might have a go moving away from the wall. So we're going to keep one foot on the floor, lift one arm up, and you might even find a little mudra, bringing the thumb and the index finger together. Take hold of the other foot, find your balance first. Keep this lift of the chin and the chest, so we're still looking up as you push the foot into the hand. So you will get a little hinge at your hips, but that's not the area that we're focusing on moving into. It's about getting that lift by pushing the foot into the hand and getting that arch into the back. And then when you're ready, release the foot down, changing sides. So we want to make sure that we're not doing this movement. So if you watch my left foot, it doesn't actually push into my hand if I just hinge forward at the hips. You will see lots of different pictures where they will be doing that, but they will be deeper into that back bend. So you want to focus on keeping that lift and push the foot into the hand. And very carefully releasing. And might have a go on the other side. So with this one, you might use the wall again, so you're using it for that support as you push the foot into the hand. Or maybe you're having a go with turning to the side, same as we do in our mermaid twist, and seeing if you can get the foot into the elbow crease. As you push back, maybe you start to reach up and find that twist and bind. Ooh, maybe we slowly release and changing sides. You might have a go without the wall, so you can reach up, finding that balance. Have a go very slowly, Moving into the twist. You might have a wall or a chair nearby to help with your balance. And when you're ready, slowly releasing. So have a little go. Work with the wall. Keep the wall close, or have a chair so you have that support there. And then maybe you start to move away from the wall, or you might even start to have a play with the twist and the bind. You might prefer to work that in pigeon pose, perfectly fine. But sometimes it's nice just to see what slight different variations we can have a go with. Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I'll pop a couple of other links here and here of some other practices you might want to have a go with. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.